I'm back. I'm back at the boathouse. So I've been away for a couple of weeks. I turned this off. I've turned it on again this morning. The time is now 9:45 and it's at 20.5 degrees. And the same with this one, except I can't see the temperature readout on the back, but it's been turned off. I've set this to go down to 0.1 on here, and I'm just sending it through this bright tank, which hasn't got anything in it at the moment, of course. But we'll see how long that takes. It probably won't get down to 0.1 because there's no water there, only be cooling down the air. And this isn't doing anything, it's not circulating at all, so this will just be working on the temperature from the probe inside, and we'll see how long that takes to get down to. I think it's set at -3. -3, yeah. So what did we say? 9:45. It's now 10:10. So we'll see how that goes over the next few hours. I am still probably going to be looking to get a Vision 21. If anybody knows of a Vision 21 with a separate heat dump, then let me know, please. I am tempted. Well, I'm always tempted. Stupid thing to say. I'm tempted to build a little tap room inside. I think building the brewery and the cellar outside, yes, it's still aspirational, but what I might do is put a little partition. Do you remember? You might not. I was toying with the idea of putting a little partition here anyway, so put a partition here up to here and have that as the cold room. In fact, it probably doesn't even need to be that big, probably out to about here. Can remove this if necessary, but it might be handy to have stuff on there. So out to here with a door here, then have some taps along the wall here, and have some optics along here, and bar along there with 3 or 4 beer engines, hand pull beer engines. I'll need to get a couple of those back from Andy, but I'm going to try and, I don't know, I'm going to try and wait until he's done the Folk and Boat, although, I don't know, he did pretty well on his beer trail thing, so he might want to go out and just buy some, hint, and and I can get my 2 Angrams back, which, oh crikey, do you know, I was thinking, I looked back last night, I didn't half pay over the odds for those bloody things. They were second hand and I paid 120 quid each for them. What? Yeah, I think you can get new ones for not a lot more, so that's the plan anyway, I think. So I'll probably run this past Simon at Springbank. Little partition across there. We've got this up here, so we can use that as kind of like the roof of the little room that we build in here, and it shouldn't be too difficult to insulate that. I've got split cellar cooler, but I think that might be a bit overkill for in there. I might just use one of those little, I've got a little portable air conditioning unit that you just stick a hose out the window. That'll probably do for in there, I should think, although I'm not sure if it'll go down temperature wise enough. Yeah, and then find somewhere to put all of this, all of that, all of those over there, this, these, all the oh Christ, all the cans, more polys. It's all in here at the moment. It's all like a laundry. It's got boat bedding because we've been away for a couple of weeks, nearly a couple of weeks anyway. And the question that I would always ask, oh, by the way, Andy, if you see this, don't forget, please order me a tube of black lids. I'm a bit frightened if I open a tap room whether anybody would turn up. I mean, Sheffield's got a full complement of excellent breweries as it is. I don't think I'm really bringing very much to the party. My rationale, my reasoning for running a brewery isn't really because I want to be the next Daya or Verdant or whatever. It's really as a means to fund activities for the club and for some of the groups that I run. So it's not a conventional business model, and it's something that I don't know whether people will understand. And I'm reluctant, I have to say, I'm reluctant to fully explain what the support groups and that are for, because it could be quite triggering for some people. And let's be honest, running a brewery in order to fund support groups for terminally ill patients isn't, I don't know, it doesn't, you know, it's not like I'm raising money for the children's hospital or something. I think cancer patients, especially terminally ill cancer patients, they're not really trendy. And consequently, you know, they don't get the support, and their families and friends who suffer equally. The only difference is they're not going to die, but the type of turmoil they go. So how do I kind of sum all that up in a way that then makes it understandable why I want to run the brewery and why I wanted to set the club up? And you know, I don't know how to explain what I don't know how to bring all that together in a way that people would understand. And sometimes even just kind of like mentioning the C word makes people want to run to the hills. So kind of linking that with running a brewery, I don't know how successful it's going to actually be in reality. And there's the fear of, you know, I like what I brew, but that doesn't mean it's any good. And some of the people who've bought stuff have been very, very complimentary, but are they doing that because they're mates, or are they doing that because they like the silly little YouTube videos I make, or are they I don't know. So I'm actually quite scared to, you know, put a little tap room in here. It's I'm not a brewer. I'm not a hospitality professional. I know how to pull a half decent pint. I did all right over on Andy's launch of his tap room. I think I did okay. But it's not, you know, it's a part of what I do, but it's not what I do. In a way, the brewery is my escape. Brewing stuff is my escape, because it's process based, and process based stuff, I think we need to be clear of the benefits. This is why it's difficult for people who smoke roll-ups to stop smoking. It's more difficult for people who smoke roll-ups to stop smoking, because they're constructing something, and they take great pride in constructing something that they're then going to consume. So it's a process, start to finish. Even though, you know, purely bizarrely, smoking tobacco, you know, it's the only product that, if used as intended, is probably guaranteed to kill you. And I've never said to any of my patients that I work with that I think you should stop smoking. What's the fucking point? You know, I can say to them, I'll guarantee that next cigarette isn't going to kill you. It might have been one that you smoked 10, 15, 20 years ago, but why stop now? Why give yourself the grief of going through withdrawal when you've probably only got 6 months to live? And of course, a lot of my health professional colleagues don't like me saying stuff like that, and they don't like me taking patients out for a pint. So as a consequence, I have to do it, all on the QT, as it were. The trust don't like anything to do with alcohol. Anyway, that's for another. That's a story for another time. At the moment, you're going to see how these 2 glycol chillers drop down, having been turned off for a couple of weeks, and then think more about putting this little cellar in there, and then think whether or not I've got the confidence to open a little tap room. Would anyone turn up, or would I just be sitting here wanking it off? Fuck's sake. Anyway, it's a beautiful sunny day outside. I was going to show you a little bit briefly outside, because while we was away we had a scare, and it was a scare, and it was one of those scares that really threw me and left me in tears, because we thought Marley's back end had given out, which is quite common on German Shepherds. He's half German Shepherd and half Rottweiler, and a common thing on German Shepherds is their rear end just collapses, and we thought it had happened, but he seems to have recovered a little bit, but that didn't half scare the fucking daylights out of me, I tell you now. There was a couple of nights where I just secretly cried myself to sleep, but he seems alright at the moment. Nice sunny day. It's not going to last. It's going to piss down with rain for the next 2 weeks according to the weather forecast. So what I think I'm going to do probably today is I might move Charlotte's car out. I might take these out, give them all a massively hot caustic wash, and then get the jet wash on them. I showed you the little jet wash, I think. The little battery operated jet wash, powerful enough for these 1 barrel fermenters. And then I'm going, hopefully by the end of this week, although I have a few other things to sort out, I want to do the first big 1 barrel brew in these, but I'm going to nuke everything first. And this the idea of this was as a kind of like a hop bong. Far too big, obviously, but I'm going to do a bitter, so I want someone ideally to lend me a couple of 9-gallon steel casks. I've never done any casks, and then as an experiment, David Brunye, hi David, bought me these over last year. So I have 6 of these little plastic pins, but I want to find a way of ensuring they are completely sanitized. He also bought me some bungs and some, are they called keystones that go in there, so that will be oh, got some strawberries on their way, that's nice. Yeah, so I'm going to do some pins, but I want 4 casks to go in the little cold room. Anyway, I've rattled on far too long. I do apologise. I'm still a little bit in boating mode because we only got back last night. We took the boat. We had it shipped on a lorry from Sheffield down to Lymm, just south of Manchester, and spent a glorious, 10 days and then a couple of days cleaning, taking it down for our friends who are her new owners. And they came and collected it. Well, came and we did the handover yesterday. Charlotte's still thinking she didn't do a good enough job cleaning, but that's what Charlotte does. So my head is still kind of like in waterways mode, which is, if you haven't tried it, really seriously you should. Do you mind? I'm making a video, mate. Fuck's sake. Some people. Yeah. So back into real world. Yeah, so today, that's what I'm doing today. I forgot, oh, by the way, this is what a clueless twat I am at times. I knew that the van tax ran out on the 1st of May, but I hadn't re-taxed it. So I went to re-tax it last night and then suddenly discovered that the MOT ran out in March. So I've been driving it around for over a month with no MOT. Yeah, I need to be far better organised. Definitely needs to be far better organised. Oh dear. So that's where we're at. Anyway, that's where I'm up to. Is do I or don't I build a little tap room over there? It will be little as well, but and can I do a cask beer? Can I make a cask beer? I do all right. I do a bitter all right. I do a nice bitter, but cask conditioning, and people are very, very picky over that. But I do think I would need to have those. I'm also going to bring some of those bloody ciders down that we made 2 years ago. They're in the conditioning room upstairs. Right, anyway, that's enough. That's a long video. It's a very long video. I do apologise. It's over now. Whatever you're doing, you be careful out there. Do it safely. Look after yourself and those you care about. Cheers.
A cup of joe, the old-fashioned way.
Oh, thanks, Margaret. Oh, God. Is there bourbon in this?
When you asked for coffee, didn't you give me a wink, wink?
No. It's the morning.
Well, that's why there's coffee in it.